Sir, the decrypted adjutant is back in the lab and ready to go.
Well, old girl, we dug you up on Tarsonis. Were you online during the Zerg attack? Do you remember anything about Arcturus Menks being involved?
Menks, Arcturus, ex-Confederate officer, civilian prospector, founder and leader of the Sons of Korhal terrorist group. Status, criminal. Accessing intercepted transmission 0081 to 0086 Alpha.
This is Duke. The emitters are secured and online.
Who authorized the use of psi emitters?
I did, Lieutenant.
What? The Confederates on Antigua were bad enough, but now you're gonna use the Zerg against an entire planet? This is insane!
She's right, man. Think this through.
I have thought it through. Believe me. You all have your orders. Carry them out. I will not be stopped. Not by you, or the Confederates, or the Protoss, or anyone. I will rule this sector, or see it burnt to ashes around me.
Holy... I can't believe it. We can nail Menks to the wall with this.
Oh, Manx, we've got you now. Hey guys, it's August here, and welcome back to some more StarCraft II. Last time we did the mission Cutthroat, where we gave the adjutant to a mercenary called Captain Orlan, I think. And he cracked it open for us, but he was going to give it to the Dominion, so we had to get a mercenary to muscle it out of him. And yeah, there's some pretty good shit on that. That's all a cutscene from StarCraft 1, where Manx basically used this psi emitter to draw all these Zerg to a Confederate homeworld and just completely destroy it. And that's some pretty damning evidence right there. In case you're wondering, the guy who was first on that transmission is called Edmund Duke, and he was a tank commander who worked for Manx, and he was killed in Brood War by Kerrigan, so... Anything else to say?
Adjutant 23-46 online.
Nothing else, but still, that's enough for us. Alright, so from that last mission, we got our Tier 3 Protoss research. Here it is if you want to read that. And how you doing, Hanson?
I can't believe it. That recording proves it's all true. Mengsk, Tarsonis, all of it. What will you do now?
Tell the people. Every man, woman, and child in the Dominion needs to know what their beloved Emperor is capable of.
The backlash will be awful. There'll be riots and uprisings everywhere. But that's just what you want, isn't it?
It's a start.
It sure is.
Sir, you should check out the research console. There's some exciting developments there.
Oh, there is. So I made a joke last time about how Tier 3 the Zerg research tree was really hard to pick between because both of them are so bad. Well, Tier 3 the Protoss tree is kinda the same thing, but for a different reason. Both of these upgrades here are really, really good. As a matter of fact, I would probably pick them over, like, most of the upgrades here that we have available. And so of course they had to put them together, making this a really hard choice for us. But the first one is Automated Refinery. Refineries no longer require SCVs to harvest Vespene gas. That is really good. And we also have Command Center Reactor, allows 2 SCVs to be trained simultaneously. That is also fantastic. And so I'll go over the advantages of both of them and then we can kind of compare them. So for this one here, Automated Refineries, this one is fantastic for a couple of reasons. First of all, if you're somebody who's not really good with your, like, resource production, then this is a great one to get because you can just throw it down and leave it. These things give you optimal Vespene gas no matter what, which works fantastically with our other upgrade down here. And you can throw them down everywhere. Like, did you just clear a base on the other side of the map or throw down some automated refineries and they'll just get the gas automatically? You don't need any SCVs or even a command center nearby. And of course, because you don't need the SCVs on this, that saves you a little bit of supply too, which you can use for military units. That's all pretty friggin' fantastic. On the other hand, we have Command Center Reactor, which allows 2 SCVs to be trained simultaneously. At face value, this might not be as good, but it's still a really good thing too. Getting more SCVs means that you can get your max mineral production a lot quicker than with this one over here. You can also throw them into the gas, you can get buildings going up way faster because you have more SCVs to go around. It's also great for repairing. If you have 2 command centers, you can make 4 SCVs at once. And this upgrade is especially good on the higher difficulties like Brutal, where the enemy purposefully go after your SCVs. And so being able to quickly get SCVs back up to repair or build is a really nice thing to have. So yeah, honestly, both of these abilities are like friggin' fantastic. And I've done runs of the game with both of these, and they've both worked great for me. So honestly, you could pick whichever one you prefer here. My kind of general advice is that if you are somebody who is bad at resource management or doesn't want to worry about it, then get this one. And if you're somebody who wants to build a lot of things quickly or is playing on a harder difficulty where, as I mentioned, the computers can go after your SCVs, then get this one here. For me, because it is kind of difficult for me to like resource manage and commentate at the same time, I'll be going with this one for the LP. Alright, so let's head over to the cantina. How you doing, Tychus?
I gotta know, just what was it went down between you and Mengsk? Seems you boys were tight once.
I used to think Mengsk be a force for change. Fought alongside him right up until Tarsonis. That's where he crossed the line, by using Zerg to murder the whole planet. He left Kerrigan there to die because she called him out on it. Turned out he was just as rotten as the Confederacy ever was.
Damn. You sure know how to pick your friends, Jimmy.
You're damn right, Tychus. And yeah, that's the point where Kerrigan got taken by the Zerg and turned into the woman that we know today.
Mercenaries are so untrustworthy. Not like rebels and pirates, right?
I know what you mean, Tosh. Let's check out the news!
Emperor, much has been written in regards to the tragic fall of Tarsonis. Toloski's investigative documentary, Imperial Dawn, even claims that you brought down the Confederate system by assuring Tarsonis' fall.
I've heard these conspiracy theories before, but the fact remains. The Zerg invaded Tarsonis en masse, and no force in the universe could have stopped their onslaught. It was a very terrible day.
Toloski's film highlights the seeming convenience of the aliens annihilating a corrupt government that you yourself spent a lifetime trying to overthrow.
Millions died that day, and you speak to me of convenience? Yes. I strove against the evils of the old Confederacy, but never with the object of personal gain. When I was called upon to take up the heavy burden of leadership, I did so only to ensure our continuing survival as a species.
Striking words from the Emperor himself. Up next, Zerglings allergic to lemon juice, old wives' tale, or new super weapon in the fight for humanity.
Oh, you just keep talking like that, Mengsk. Wait till we get that footage out there. Alright, I was hoping the vultures would be here. Now we do have the spider mines though. Check out these little guys. Spider mines belong to a very small category of technology that came from old Earth and survived the crash of the supercarriers. Terran Marines are famously mistrustful of the spider mine's IFF sensors. Yeah, I would be too. How you doing, Swan?
Those goofy mercs are still using vultures, can you believe it? Damn things are death traps, even when you ain't got people shooting at you.
Careful now, Swan. My old vulture saved my skin more times than I care to remember. I ain't gonna listen to you trash talk a classic piece of engineering like that.
Classic? I suppose you can call them that. Of course, most folks like a bike that don't explode on them when the repeller seals freeze up, or the fuel cells start leaking radioactive waste. But hey, who cares if it's a classic, right?
No one likes a smart-ass Swan.
Oh yes. People act that way around classic vehicles like that. And yes, speaking of vultures, we now have them here. The vultures have Cerberus mines, increase mine blast and trigger radius by 33%. I'll let this play out because we didn't get to see what the vulture mines can do. Spider mines, rather. Well, I suppose in this case, Cerberus mines. Yeah, they can just destroy shit like that. And we have replenishable magazine. Vultures can replenish mines in the field at a cost of 15 minerals per mine. That is really good. If you have any intention of using vultures, make sure to pick that up because that's great. Like, it means you don't have to keep producing vultures to use spider mines. You can just give them back to the vultures themselves. And it looks like we also have Terran buildings. We have fire suppression system. All structure fires are automatically put out, and all structures automatically repair themselves to 50% life. Oh, that's really good. I don't think I've explained this before, but there's a mechanic in this game where when Terran buildings are under 33% life, they automatically burn down. And so having a safety net like that would be really good on the later missions, especially when enemies are attacking you from all sorts of directions. And we also have the Orbital Command, unlocks a scanner sweep and call down mule abilities on the command center. The Orbital Command is something new to StarCraft II, and it's an ability that the command center can get. This isn't just the single player, it's also the multiplayer too. To give you a kind of brief summary, the scanner sweep lets you not only detect invisible units as you can see in the little cutscene, but you can also scan parts of the map to see what the enemy are doing. And the call down mule is this thing that will harvest minerals for you for a little bit, and it gets you a better return than regular SCVs do, but eventually they do break, so. But yeah, both of those are really, really good abilities to get. As a matter of fact, I might get them before I get the siege tank abilities. Just give me a second. What's the next Terran mission I'll be doing? Yeah, I think I'm going to get this. Because the siege tanks won't be too necessary in the next Terran mission I'll be doing. Alright, so let's get that. And next time we'll look into getting the siege tank ones. So let's head up to the bridge then. How you doing, Horner?
If Mirahan calls, I'm just busy.
Okay, anything else?
If Mirahan calls,
nope, that's it. So today we'll be doing another Protoss mission, so let's have a look at the crystal and see what Zeratul has for us today.
I gathered allies, and we made our way to the Forbidden Archive world of Zeratul. There, a triumvirate of mystic preservers awaited us, and in the shadows, something else was watching and waiting.
All right, Zeratul, old buddy, you got your mysterious prophecy. Now let's see what your preservers made of it.
My quest to decipher the prophecy took me to the Forbidden Archive world of Zeratul. Here, 3 immortal preservers guarded ancient knowledge. Only they could transcribe the prophetic fragments. I needed to seek them out quickly. It is strangely silent here, yet these structures are intact. With power, they would be functional.
Alright, so in this mission we actually get to make a Protoss base and mess around with it. So because this is the first time we're actually doing this, I'm going to go over what the Protoss units and buildings are all about. I mentioned this before, but the Protoss are actually my favourite personal race in StarCraft II. I think a lot of their units and their like abilities and stuff are all pretty fun to mess around with. And kind of the basic thing to keep in mind about the Protoss is that most of their buildings require a pylon to function. A pylon basically acting like their supply depot. So for example, this forge here is powered down, and as soon as you put a pylon near it, it will power back up.
The mighty spirits of the preservers are imprisoned close by. We must find them.
We will, Zeratul, don't worry. So let's get our upgrades going. Do the usual here. And I guess those are the preservers down there. So what else can we talk about? So here's a forge, it's our upgrading thing. It allows us to upgrade our ground attack and defense, as well as shields for all our units. Shield upgrades are usually more expensive, and I wouldn't say as good as the defensive upgrades. But of course, the defensive upgrades won't actually kick in until our shields are gone.
Many abandoned structures in this place that we can make use of. They merely need their power restored by the construction of
Hey,
a few
stalker friend.
well-placed pylons.
What's going on, man?
Justice be done.
The preservers you seek serve a higher power now, Dark One.
Oh. Well, I guess he's not a friend then. Get rid of him. Good job, Zealot.
Higher power? What could have corrupted these Protoss so? Truly, something foul has taken hold of this sacred place.
I am here in the shadows.
Alright, so let's get this army going. If you throw a pylon near these buildings, then you'll be able to produce the units from those buildings. So I think it's a good idea to go do that now, actually. Because I think they give you a free one, too. Let's run this probe over. Is there any enemies around here? Looks like we're good.
A robotics facility. This structure may prove useful to us.
And one of the big differences between the... Oh, cutscene.
Protoss and Zerg hybrid. Gods, an abomination. Who created this atrocity?
Come, my slaves. The time has come to give me your strength.
Alright, I'm back. So this is the big idea of this mission. This guy will come and repeatedly attack our base, and every time he dies, he will just respawn. So the only way to permanently get rid of him is by freeing the 3 preservers down there. So we'll have to build our army up here. Ooh, hiya model. We'll have to build our army and then go and take down his base. That guy's an immortal. I'll go over the units in a second, because I think some of these will be new. So, this over here is a Twilight Council. This gives us abilities for our Zealots, but they gave them to us automatically in this mission. This is a Cybernetics Core. This gives us abilities for a couple of things, like it allows us to get flying upgrades, as well as the blink ability for Stalkers, but once again they gave it to us automatically. And it also allows us to do some more warping in stuff that is pretty unique to the Protoss. I was saying this before the cutscene cut me off, but one of the big differences between the Protoss and the Terrans is that for the Protoss you can just warp in a structure like this and then run the worker back. You don't need to be there to build it like the Terrans do, it will just sit there and build on its own. Alright, so here is coming. Is he going to attack the robotic spade? Doesn't look like it. So let's get our army here and see if we can stop this guy. There's not many of us, but I think we can do this. Get him! Yeah, you can run away. Oh, he's moving around. Let me... No! Zealot! No! Oh, shit. Well, we stopped him for now. But yeah, he's going to return.
Come, my slaves. The time has come to give me your strength.
The hybrid is
Oh shit.
the preservers
Run!
to survive.
Probe! Throw that down and run away.
Free them before it is too late.
Oh shit. Is it going to be fine?
Dark shrine.
No, it's not going to be fine.
Once power is
Probe!
restored,
Ah, damn it.
it could be of great value to us.
So this is the Dark Shrine. This is the building that allows you to make, Oh god, he charges so quickly. I forgot about that. Yeah, this is the building that allows you to make Dark Templar. So those will be a real big bonus to us. So this guy can come one of 2 paths. I think he's going down the left path again. I better throw down some more cannons here. Cannons are kind of like bunkers, but you don't need any units in them. They just automatically work. Although they are a little bit weaker than bunkers are, so be careful of that. No, he's going the right path. Like I threw down that cannon there. And here are our Dark Templar.
Zeratul, truly fate has sent you here. I am here.
Join me, brothers, and we shall cleanse this place of evil.
Command us.
Well, that went well.
Your doom
Are you guys okay? Attack over there, okay. So, just like Zeratul, the Dark Templars have kind of low health, but they have a lot of shields, they have a lot of damage, and they will just wreck shit, as you can see. So yeah, they are quite good. They are also seen as kind of a cheesy unit because they are permanently invisible. So a lot of the times in like lower ranked games, people will just build Dark Templar and then rush the enemy base, and if the enemy doesn't have proper like detection there, then there's nothing they can really do about it. Oh, we need additional pylons. You will be hearing, you must construct additional pylons a lot in this game, because Protoss units have very high supply costs. Like that's 2, that's 2, that's 2. I think Immortals are 4, so yeah, it's quite high. Alright, let's run these guys back to the base to defend, and the path to that, what's that called? Templar Archives, I think? That is now open, so we can throw that down there. And you get research points by powering those structures, by the way, so make sure to do that. The unit bonus and the bonus from getting the research is quite good. So my guy should be fine there, we completely crushed him before.
This Templar archive lies abandoned.
Let's go, everyone. Nice. I'm gonna run down and try and take his base now.
Temporary setback. Come, my slaves. The time has come to give me your strength.
Wait a second, I just realized something. We get research points from both freeing the preservers and powering the structures. So does that mean that would get like 6 Protoss? Or is it 3 Protoss and 3 Zerg, and one of them is just Zerg for some reason? I'm not really sure about that. Oh, run away! We don't need to destroy that, let's just go down and take his base.
Our liberation is at hand.
And we have a High Templar buddies, cool.
Be yourself, noble warrior. We confront a terrible evil this day.
So High Templars are one of the more interesting units in StarCraft because these guys have an incredibly powerful ability called Psionic Storm that will absolutely wreck things. Along with that, they have an ability called Feedback, which drains a unit's mana and deals damage to them to the amount drained. However, all that being said, they are incredibly like fragile, and they can die very, very quickly, and they have no means of attacking. It's only through the use of Psionic Storm. So this makes them one of the more tricky units to use in the game, although quite powerfully if you know what to do. Let's see if we can clear these guys out. Actually, we might just be able to run down and take out the preservers now while my units are messing around in there. Let's go, Stalkers!
The spirits of the preservers are entombed within. We must break them open immediately.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, these give you Zerg research, that's weird. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Hybrid, I can blink. Boop. How are my units doing anyway? Oh, they're just destroying everything. This mission on the high difficulties can actually be really tricky because this guy, I believe, gets stronger the more and more he comes back. And since it takes you longer to actually assault the base, then yeah, he can just like get super powerful and wreck you. But we are done. The preservers have been saved and the hybrid has been defeated.
We have seen prophetic fragments in your mind, Zeratul. We will make of them what we can. The cycle shall draw to its end. The Zelnaga who forged the stars will transcend their creation. Yet the Fallen One shall remain, destined to cover the void in shadow. It begins with the Great Hunger. It ends in utter darkness.
A great hungerer. Could it refer to the Zerg Overmind? It has a part to play in this prophecy. I must seek out the Overmind's final resting place. Our ancient homeworld of Ire.
Alright, and that's it for a Sinister turn. So yeah, that's some pretty heavy stuff there. But we'll learn more about the prophecy later, and we'll get to mess around with some new Protoss units and buildings in the next mission. So here are the achievements, here is the mission summary, and on to the next one.